Hi folks, thanks for taking a minute to check out our HDPE epoxy knob molds. One of the really nice things about using a hard HDPE mold instead of like a silicone mold is it's not really going to wear out over time. You can get hundreds of uses out of it. Another nice feature is that you can match your needs. You can use any size diameter or length bolt that will fit within the mold to match the needs you have for your jigs or fixturing. Each knob comes with a 1/8 pilot hole in the center of the knob. Once you've decided what size bolt you want to use for your knob, simply select a drill bit that is the same diameter and drill out through the center of that pilot hole. Next, you'll want to spray your mold with a universal mold release, hot gluing the bolt in place with the head of the bolt about halfway in the depth of the mold. The epoxy we like to pour with is Total Bolt's high performance epoxy and slow hardener. This gives us a drying time of about 8 hours. Make sure you mix your epoxy thoroughly, then add the coloring and mix again. Now when you're pouring this, you want to pour it slowly and don't fill the form all the way up. Leave a little 1/16 or 1/8 gap at the top. This will make taking the knob out of the mold much easier when it's dry. You can also use these molds to make a nut knob instead of a bolt knob. And it's pretty much like before, except this time push the bolt from the threads up into the mold, making sure the threads stick proud of the top of the mold just a little bit. Hot glue that bolt in place and then move your nut down over the threads so it's about halfway of the depth of the mold. It's important to remember to spray the mold and the threads of the bolt before adding the nut. This will ensure that the threads come out easily and that it releases from the mold easily. And just like before, pour your epoxy slowly, leaving a 1/16 or 1/8 gap at the top to make it easier to remove the mold. With Total Bolt's high performance epoxy and slow hardener, it's going to take about 8 hours for the knob to dry thoroughly before it's ready to be released from the mold. To remove the knob from the mold, take the hot glue off the bolt that was holding it in place, turn it upside down, and hit it with a rubber mallet or something that won't damage the ends of the thread. Once you have the knob released from the mold, you can clean up any sharp edges with a little bit of sandpaper and you're ready to go. We currently have 3 different sizes of knobs to choose from: a 1.5 inch round, a 1 3/4 inch round, and a 3.5 inch by 1 inch T-style knob. Be sure to check back because we will be adding other styles and sizes to our selection soon. Thank you again for taking a few minutes to check out our epoxy knob molds. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit us up at help@izzyswan.com, and happy making.